My name is Lola, and I'm from Atlanta. Please like and subscribe. When I was a kid, my parents and I had adventures all the time. We played hide and seek, we fought monsters in our backyard, and I even saved Mom from a mean old pirate who tried to steal the last piece of pie. My life was fantastic, but when I turned 3, Mom gave birth to an evil witch named Genevieve. From the moment Jen was born, she used her beady blue eyes to cast a spell on my parents and turn them into her evil minions. Genevieve, we love you more than anything in the world.
Here you go, honey.
Hey, I was playing with that! Jen started walking at 9 months old. At 2, she could write her own name, and at 3, she could do the alphabet without making any mistakes. When Jen was 7, she won her first national spelling bee. She got a huge cash prize, and the reporter came over to interview her for the cover story of a magazine. I'd like to thank my parents. I couldn't have done this without them.
We're so lucky to have a genius daughter. She's our pride and joy.
My parents kept gushing about Jen for hours as I sat in a corner. When the reporter finally said it was time for pictures, I joined my family for a photo. But Jen insisted that I stay out of it. My parents tried reasoning with her, but she was beyond reason. It's my moment, and she'll ruin my image with her stupidity vibe. Like my brain sees pictures with this special lens, and I'll be able to feel her dumbness every time I look at the pictures. I can't explain how my brain works, just make her go! So Mom gave me some money for ice cream and told me to wait outside while the photo shoot happened. A couple of months later, I came home from school and found Jen sitting on my bed, and all my stuff was gone. Mom and Dad said I could switch. This room's bigger and has more space for my trophies. But this is my room! Mom, Dad, make Jen give me my room back! Lola, stop being ridiculous. You don't need a room this size. You don't have any trophies.
Jeannie, do you need anything? Should I put up some more shelves? A new bookcase?
I was so mad, I threw myself on the ground and started screaming. This sucks. I'm leaving, and I'm never coming back. I'll show you. I'll get a new family that will appreciate me. I stormed out of the house. I got to the driveway and realized I had nowhere to go. So I decided to hide out in my treehouse. But then something crazy happened. My stomach started rumbling, and I searched through my pockets to find a candy bar. Then out of nowhere, this girl appeared and snatched it out of my hand. Hey, that's mine. This is my treehouse. Get out. I don't see your name on it. It's written right there. Oh, then the strange girl wrote the word Madison on the wall. I guess we're roommates now. We'll just have to share. Then she tossed me half the candy bar. Madison and I spent the rest of the day together, and she was pretty wild. She told me about all the adventures she'd had in the neighborhood. I found a skeleton in the neighbor's backyard. No way! The old lady across the street is an alien. I saw a spaceship in her garage. Madison made up fun games for us to play. We had a spitball fight and threw water balloons at the neighbors as they walked by. Then my mean old parents told me to come inside for dinner. They didn't even miss me or remember that I'd been upset. After that, when I wasn't at school or watching Janet's spelling bees, I'd run out to the treehouse and spend time with Madison. One time, we were pretending to have a sword fight in the backyard. It's over for you, Madison. Give up now. You'll never take me alive. Suddenly, Jen appeared out of nowhere. Lola, who are you talking to? Madison. Duh. Who's that? I turned around to introduce Madison, but she seemed to have vanished into thin air. She was just here. Must have scared her off with your mean vibes. I thought Jen would say something, but she just gave me a weird look. I think you're old enough to not have an imaginary friend. And went back inside, and Madison instantly reappeared beside me. Where did you go? I didn't want to meet your stupid sister. And there, I got you. You're dead. When I was 12, I started junior high school, and it was the worst. All the girls were more interested in boys and makeup than building pillow forts or searching for hidden treasures. I had nothing in common with any of them, and most of them thought I was weird. I was pretty lonely. Then Madison started sneaking into my school. She'd make funny faces and tell the best jokes. Madison, you're hilarious! Stop, please, I'm gonna pee my pants. Who's Madison? Is she talking to the wall? Madison told me cool stories, and she was such a gossip. She knew everything about everyone, and she always had my back whenever a bully tried to mess with me. Having her around made me stronger and braver. Hey, ugly, get out of my way. Who are you calling ugly? You look like a rat, and your breath smells like poo. Once I was cast in a school play, and I had to do this huge monologue. My parents didn't even bother to come because Jen had a spelling competition the same day. I was so nervous I could barely speak, but then Madison showed up to cheer me on. I shook off my nerves and gave the best performance ever. I told my parents all about it, but they didn't care. The next day, they dragged me to another one of Jen's boring competitions. Madison brought a bag of ants, and we let them loose on stage. Jen and all the other kids freaked out and ran around screaming. It was hilarious. Then one day, things took a turn. For my 15th birthday, me and my family went on vacation, but when we got back home, I realized that Madison was gone. I searched for her everywhere. The treehouse, at school, and all over the house. She didn't show up. Madison, where are you? What the heck are you screaming about? I can't even hear myself think. I can't find Madison. What are you, 4? Why do you keep acting like Madison is real? She's real to me. Look, I'm really busy, but do you want to talk? I know you're lonely and have trouble making friends, but this isn't healthy. I'm totally fine. Just leave me alone and go back to your books. If it wasn't bad enough that Madison had just left me, Jen soon got moved up to my class because she was so smart, and all the other kids instantly loved her. Is it true? You can spell every word in the dictionary? Yeah, almost. I am an international spelling champion. Ugh, please. What was so impressive about spelling anyway? One was being able to spell the word crustaceologist psychology useful. Then one morning, the most popular girl in our class, Emily, handed out invitations to her birthday party. Hey, you forgot to give me my invitation. Sorry, no freaks allowed. Then she whispered to Jen just loud enough for me to hear. I can't believe you're related to her. I hope you can come. It's gonna be the best party ever. I don't think I have any contests that weekend, so I should be able to make it. I watched as all the other kids waved their invites around. After school, I walked home and stopped at the candy store to cheer myself up. Just then, I caught this boy staring at me. Then he started following me around the store. I led him down an aisle, hid behind a display case, and when he wasn't looking, I tackled him and put him in a headlock.
Ouch, that hurts.
What's your problem? Why are you following me? He reached behind me and pulled off a huge piece of paper that was taped to my back with the word loser written in bold black letters. I was so embarrassed. Then all of a sudden, I started to cry like a big baby.
What's wrong?
My life stinks. My best friend abandoned me. My family doesn't like me. And all the kids at school think I'm a freak and a loser.
You're not a loser.
You don't even know me.
I just have a feeling you're pretty cool and someone I'd like to know better.
His name was Hunter, and he was really cute, and we had a ton of things in common. We loved the same books and movies, and he made me laugh a lot. We quickly became friends, and having him around made me feel a lot less lonely. The more time I spent with Hunter, the more I started to like him. He never once compared me to Jen, and he always listened to me, even when I went on a full-on rant about how my parents gave Jen a brand new laptop on my birthday, and I just got some cheap shoes. Then one day, my parents called me into the kitchen for a family meeting. Guess what, Lola? I got into St. Florence's Academy. Isn't that incredible?
Jen, we're so proud of you. We can't wait to start our new life in Chicago.
Chicago? What? No way! I'm not moving there. I'm not leaving Hunter. Lola, don't be selfish. You'll find plenty of new friends in Chicago. I don't need to make new friends. I already have a friend here. I'm not moving. I stormed off to my room. 10 minutes later, Jen showed up at my door. Can we talk? Why? Have you found more ways to ruin my life? That's not fair. You want to talk about fair? Ever since you were born, you've taken everything away from me. My parents, my toys, my room, and now my only real friend. I know I wasn't very nice to you when we were kids, but I've tried reaching out to you after that to talk or help you out with your issues, but you just shut me out. Issues? My only issue is you. I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah, right. Emily's throwing me a going away party tomorrow night. Come if you want, or just sit in your room being bitter. It's up to you. Jen put the invitation on my bed and left. I was pissed at her, but I'd never been invited to a party before. My heart ached at the thought of leaving Hunter behind and never seeing him again. Hunter was more than my best friend. I felt I was in love with him. I invited Hunter to the party, and he agreed to go. The party was at Emily's mansion, and it was so much fun. The food was great, the music was spectacular, and the best thing of all was that Hunter was there with me. Then a slow song played. It was the perfect moment to tell Hunter how I felt. You want to dance?
Sure.
Dancing with Hunter was so romantic. He held me tight, and his cologne smelled so good. I looked up into his eyes. I like you.
I like you too.
You want to kiss me?
I really do.
We had the most magical kiss, but then something strange happened. I opened my eyes to find everyone staring and laughing and pointing at me, and Hunter was gone. Hunter? Lola, what's wrong? Where's Hunter? He was right there. I started to panic. Where could he have gone? Hey, look at the freak making out with her invisible boyfriend. Emily pointed at a huge screen on the wall. A video of me dancing alone and kissing the air played on a loop. I wished I could curl up into a tiny little ball and roll away. I ran out of there in tears and went straight to my treehouse. Minutes later, I heard a knock, and Jen walked in. Lola, please talk to me. Tell me what's going on with you. I thought Hunter was a real boy I was in love with. How stupid is that? I'm a freak and a loser like everyone says. No, you're not. You just found a way to cope with your loneliness. That's nothing to be ashamed of. Now you know the truth and you can move forward. Move forward to what? No one cares about me. I do. From now on, I'll be here for whenever you need me, I swear. And we're gonna teach Emily a lesson. Jen and I went to my dad's butcher shop and grabbed a bunch of raw meat. Then we went back to Emily's house. Hey Jen. Hey crazy. You still looking for the invisible boy? No, we just wanted to give you a gift. A gift for me? What is it? Then Jen and I dumped the raw meat on Emily's head. She screamed like a banshee as Jen and I went away laughing. The next day, as the last of the moving trucks were being loaded, I made one last visit to the treehouse, and suddenly both Madison and Hunter appeared. How come you're both here now? Will you stay for long this time?
We just came to say goodbye. We don't think you need us anymore.
You have a chance to start over. Let other people get to know you. They don't know what they're missing. You're a super cool friend. Thanks, you guys. You were there when I needed you the most.
Goodbye, Lola, and good luck.
It was sad to watch them leave for good, but it felt like it was time. We moved to Chicago, and Jen was true to her word. We started spending more time together, and I realized Jen didn't have the perfect life after all. I'm so tired of spelling bees. I only do the competition to make extra money for mom and dad. I just want to be a normal teenager for once and live my life without so much pressure. You should tell them how you feel. I've got your back. I stood by Jen when she told her parents she wanted to stop doing spelling bees. After that, Jen and I grew even closer. I finally had a real best friend, and she just happened to be my genius little sister. I saw my boyfriend Walker holding his guitar and I nearly burst with pride. We'd come so far to get here, especially me. Finally out in the real world again. I felt like my old self again, confident, happy, and free. Walker pointed at me and spoke into the microphone.
They say that when true love comes for you, you won't know what hit you. My girl Lacey came at me like a freight train. Babe, this song is for you.
Every girl in the club turned to me with their eyes popping out of their sockets and their jaws wide open, like they thought I didn't deserve him. I don't care what anybody thinks about Walker and me. Well, that's not exactly true. I did care about what one person thought. Bex, Walker's little sister and my best friend. When Walker and I got together, I was sure I'd added a boyfriend and subtracted a best friend. I should probably start at the beginning, but first, please like and subscribe. It all began on the day we were born. Yep, we. Bex and I were born on the same day in the same hospital. Our parents lived next door to each other and our moms were inseparable. Soon, they were pregnant at the same time. I can't believe we're so close to meeting these little ones. I know, they're gonna be the best of friends. It's as if Bex's mom had a crystal ball because she was spot on. Bex arrived 17 minutes before me and we've been BFFs since. She's always been kind of motherly to me and she took her job as the oldest seriously. We should clean up these toys and get a snack. But I was still playing with that. Did you pack your raincoat? It looks like it's gonna rain. When I say we did everything together, I do mean everything. We went to dance class together. Lacey, how are you so flexible? I feel like a statue next to you. Double jointed, I guess. We were each other's biggest cheerleaders and we told each other everything too. My parents were fighting again last night. I'm worried they won't make up. Don't worry, babe. Your dad'll get a new job and that stress will just go away. But then, one day, when we were 13, life as I knew it changed forever. Bex and I were walking home from school. We were on the crosswalk when suddenly a car came screeching through the red light at high speed. All I remember was the sound of metal and glass and the smell of burnt tires before I was hit with a huge force and then everything went black. When I woke up, I found myself in the hospital. Oh, honey, thank goodness you're okay. What if something had happened to you? I couldn't do life without you, bestie.
Sweetheart, you just take everything easy now. You need to heal.
And I did heal, kind of. My body was fine, but my brain was broken. For some reason, every time I left my house, I was terrified. When I stepped outside my door, I could hear that car and I could smell the burnt rubber. My world shrank in an instant. The only place I could make it without a panic attack was across the 5 cement pavers that separated Bex's front door from mine. Anything else brought me paralyzing fear, and I even stopped attending school. Bex, can we just stay at my house today? I don't think I can go out. Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just cancel with our friends. Bex, do you want to watch a movie at your house? I thought we might go to the mall. I really don't want to go anywhere. I think that's when Bex started to resent me, which made me feel guilty. I didn't mean to be this way. I didn't want to live the rest of my life inside a house, but everything just felt safer there. At least to me. To Bex, it must have felt like a prison. Ugh, we never do anything anymore. This is boring, Lacey. There's so much out there to see and do. I was ashamed. Why was it so hard for me to just go outside and act like a normal teenager? Bex, you can go to the party if you want. I'm gonna stay here. Are you sure? You could try coming, right? We can leave early. Couldn't you just try today for me? Who knows? It might not be as bad as you're imagining it. A party sounded about as much fun as scrubbing tiles with a toothbrush, but I decided to make an effort for Bex. I was sweating bullets, and my heart was pounding by the time we made it to the party. My friends from school seemed happy to see me, though, and I started to relax just a bit. I sat down in a corner, not ready to join the dancing crowd yet. Maybe Bex was right. This wasn't so bad. But just then, a waiter carrying a tray of drinks suddenly tripped, and everything went crashing to the floor. The sound of the smashing glass sent me into a panic. I dove under the table and buried my head in my arms, crying hysterically. Everything went completely silent, and Bex tried her best to make me come out, but I couldn't move an inch. Eventually, she had to call my parents to come and take me. Lacey, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I've been trying to tell you. I can't go out, and now things are even worse. Everyone probably thought I acted like a freak. I'm not trying to hold you back, Bex. You want to go to parties? You can go without me. I won't mind. Okay then, maybe I will. A few nights later, I went over to Bex's house, but I found her brother Walker instead. He smiled, and I was distracted by the dimples on his cheeks.
Hey, Lace, Bex isn't here.
Whoa, when did Walker get so hot? He was usually always in the garage practicing with his band. He had a major glow up. Right, I forgot she might be out.
Is something the matter? You look a little glum.
I'm just bored, I guess.
Yeah, me too. Come on in.
That's how it all began. That night, Walker and I talked. I told him I was scared I'd be hit by a car again. I said that I'd felt trapped in my own mind. I told him I felt guilty keeping Bex from living her life, and about what happened at the party.
Don't be so hard on yourself. What happened to you was a huge trauma. Healing takes time. As for Bex, don't worry about her. She's your friend. She'll always be there for you.
Hearing Walker say that felt good. You're right, Walker. I just can't help it. Sometimes I feel like a freak from another planet. I'm sure everyone at school now thinks I'm a total weirdo. That was when Walker picked up his guitar and started strumming it.
Why does it matter what anyone thinks of you? It should only matter what you think of yourself. But for the record, I happen to think you're pretty great.
My heart skipped a beat when he said that, and for the first time in a long time, I felt like I had someone to talk to. Someone who cared about me, someone who saw me. The next time Bex came to see me, I tried to bring up Walker. I saw your brother playing his guitar on the porch the other day. He's gotten really good. Also, really cute. Yeah, he's good, but my parents think it's a waste of time and he should focus more on his studies. Wait a minute, you think he's cute? Just an observation. He didn't look too bad from my window. You know he's off limits, right? Because the last time he dated a friend of mine and broke up with her, she shut me out completely. I never want him going near any of my friends again. I know all that, Bex. Don't worry. But soon, I was waiting for Bex to leave her house so I could go and spend time with Walker. Part of me felt like I was betraying her, but I was hooked on a feeling. The feeling I had every time I looked into Walker's eyes. It didn't take long for Walker to get hooked too.
All these years, and I didn't realize what a cool person you were. Bex kept you all to herself.
Walker and I started spending more and more time together. He told me he wanted to be a famous singer, but he didn't feel like anyone in his family supported his dreams. I did though. No one gets to tell you how big to dream, Walker. You can do anything you set your mind to.
I know my sister might kill me for saying this, but I feel like you understand me. I feel connected to you somehow.
He leaned in, and in one moment, his lips were on mine. All the tension I'd been feeling exploded, and I almost saw stars. My knees felt wobbly, and my head spun.
Whoa, you're perfect.
But I could only think about one thing. Bex was gonna kill us. Walker, we can't do this. Bex is my best friend.
So what? Don't give up on something that could be really good between us. Don't you feel it?
His hand brushed my cheek, and soon I was lost in his eyes again, leaning in for another kiss when, what's going on here? I pulled away from Walker like he was fire, and I'd just been burned. Bex, I can explain. Explain what? Your spit-swapping fest with my brother? I told you, I would never be okay with this. Oh no? It looks like I was just betrayed by the two of you. I don't want to look at either of you again. Bex pushed her way past us, and I swear I felt my heart break. I stared at Walker, but with my chest so tight, I couldn't find any words. So I ran. I ran home to the safety of my bedroom, and that's where I stayed. For days, weeks, I missed Bex terribly, and even though I didn't want to admit it, I missed Walker too.
Honey, this isn't healthy for you. You need to leave the house.
I don't want to leave the house. I want to stay in bed and let my blankets swallow me whole.
No, go outside in the yard and get some fresh air. That's not a request. It's an order.
Her tone told me she wasn't messing around.
So I headed to the yard with my phone, a blanket, and a grudge.
That's when I spotted Bex dressed in workout gear and running shoes, her attention focused on her phone. She stepped out onto the crosswalk, and that's when I heard the car. Then I saw it. Bex, look out! Huh? The idea of me getting hit by a car paralyzed me with fear, but the idea of Bex getting hit by a car was unthinkable. I tackled Bex to the ground so fast that we both just stared at each other, shocked and breathless. Lacey, you saved me. Of course I did. I can't do life without you, bestie. You're my best friend too. I didn't mean to kiss Walker, Bex. It just made me feel less alone. Bex looked ashamed. Walker told me everything. He said you inspired him and supported his music. He said you were like a song to him. And I'm sorry, I haven't been a good friend. I should have wanted you to be happy. I do want you to be happy. Walker raced out of the house and came running to us.
Stop fighting. You're friends.
We're not fighting. We're making up. If being with each other makes you happy, I want you to be happy. Both of you.
Bex, does that mean...
It means that Lacey can be your song again. With that, Bex left us standing there. Walker,
Be my girlfriend. No more secrets. No more hiding.
Yes. 100% yes.
You helped me believe in myself.
You did the same thing for me, Walker. I feel stronger now. Like I can do anything.
Anything?
Anything. Walker stepped forward, taking my hands in his.
Would you come to my first real gig? It's tomorrow, but only if you're ready.
I hadn't left my house to go anywhere but school for such a long time. But when I saw the hope in Walker's eyes and the support I would give him by going, I felt I could do it. I think I'm ready, Walker. Walker wrapped his arms around me, pulling me close for a kiss. Bex squealed and gave me a big hug. This is it, babe. My brother is living his dream.